He has won 9. He has lost only 2. He has an ERA of 2.5. And right now, he is the most dependable starter the Cardinals have. He goes tonight inside Busch Stadium. A lot of families on hand for this one, the finale of a 3-game set with the Cincinnati Reds, and a chance tonight after the ceremonial first pitch was delivered by Cedric the Entertainer, a 57.5-footer. Tonight, the Cardinals have a chance to get into first place in the Central Division in the National League. It's the finale of this set with the Cincinnati Reds. And welcome to the booth. I'm Joe Buck along with Al Raboski, and we've seen a little bit of everything in this series so far. We had the 14-inning game. In the first game, we had action really early and throughout last night. Great work by the bullpen. Tonight, we start talking about the starting pitching, and that means Woody Williams.
Well, and I think we're going to see our best pitching performance with Woody on the mound. 9-2, also leads the National League in home ERA, and every time he pitches, it's a good game.
That's the way it's been since he was picked up from San Diego. And you see the consistent numbers, and the numbers at Busch, 7-1 with an ERA of 1.5. He told Tony La Russa before the game, I know the situation in the bullpen. I know Isringhausen has worked 2 games in a row. If I have to go 9 innings, I'm going 9 innings. It's a great mentality to start with, and that may be what the Cardinals need tonight against Cincinnati.
Most definitely, and he's also very capable of backing up that statement.
The bullpen. We'll talk about that on the other side of this break. We all know who the anchor is at the back end of that bullpen, and it is so good to have him back. He got the save last night. Jason Isringhausen, part of the mix down there. We'll talk about it next. Bustle. The concourse area before the finale of this set with Cincinnati, before the Cardinals head across the state to take on Kansas City over the weekend. I'm still Joe, that's still Al, and let's talk about the bullpen. I think what we've seen the last couple of nights is how this team was designed to work out of the bullpen, and it begins and ends with Isringhausen at the back end, but we've seen some good things from the guys trying to set him up.
Well, I think now that they're going to have more defined roles, so when Tony goes to the phone, he's going to have a specific guy in mind. He's going to have the left-handers, the situational left-handers. He's going to have the Kiko Coleros go in that 7th inning. But he also knows that he can start turning these things over to, like an Eldred in the 8th, have a Painter and have someone else to fill in there. But Eldred basically will have the 8th, and then that means handing off to Izzy for the 9th. It worked last night the way it's supposed to.
And Al, Isringhausen's feeling well enough tonight to where it's not a for sure thing that he's not available. There's no way the guy's going to pitch. You wouldn't think. But it just points out that the shoulder is healthy enough that they would even consider throwing him 3 days in a row.
Yeah, as a reliever, you think the mentality is, don't tell me I have the time off, because I will be ready. I know you don't want to use me, but, you know, don't tell me I've got it off, and then all of a sudden some situation arises and I've got to gear it up at the last second.
You've got to have hearts. All you really need is hearts. His first major league home run last night, and I have in my possession a Bo Hart autographed baseball. Take that. Of this series, and last night, thank goodness the game started an hour early at 6:05 because of the way the rain hit as we were all making our way home from the ballpark. But it has cooled off. Mid-70s and gorgeous in downtown St. Louis. The Southwest Airlines starting lineup for Cincinnati. Rubber game of this series. Barry Larkin leads it off. Jose Guillen is in right field batting second. Ken Griffey Jr. homered last night. Then it's Casey who led off last night. They have all that speed in the number 4 spot tonight. Boone, Dunn, LaRue, Castro, and Jimmy Anderson pitching and batting ninth. Let's go around the hole by Auto Tire. At first base, it will be Tino Martinez. At second base, it is the infamous Bo Hart. Across the way, it's Scott Rowland at third, and Edgar Renteria is the shortstop. Albert Pujols is in the game in left. In center field, Jim Edmonds is trying to get that batting stroke back, and he has had some good swings the last 2 nights. Eduardo Perez had a big hit in last night's game, and it's Mike Matheny catching Woody Williams, half of our Chrysler pitching matchup.
Woody Williams making his 16th start, second time against the Cincinnati Reds. A win tonight would make him the National League's 3rd 10-game winner. He enters tonight's game with a 2.55 ERA, 4th best in the National League. That 1.53 home ERA leads the league and ranks 4th and 9th ERA at 2.29. A little weary in the bullpen, so Dave Duncan is a big Woody Williams fan, and rightfully so. These two have really clicked ever since he's come over from San Diego. First pitch just off the plate to Barry Larkin. See Larkin 4 for 10 in this series, Joe.
And not only that, he's been so busy and so good at shortstop.
Last time, or no, that's the decision. No decision against the Reds. 8 innings, 4 runs allowed.
2 balls and a strike. On the littlest piece of paper ever, Tim Garcia tells me it's 79 degrees in downtown St. Louis. The 2-1 pitch to Larkin. 2-2.
Driving around this afternoon, we went from 95 yesterday to 75.
It's crazy. But it's better to go that way than the other way.
Pretty good numbers for Larkin against Woody. And of course, here at Busch Stadium, Woody is 15-3 with an ERA under 2.
That's into right center field and is going to be caught. Nice play by Eduardo Perez. And if he caught that ball that high up on his body, you have to believe he started pretty shallow on a ball that was falling in a hurry in shallow right center field.
I think you're right, Joe. It comes in here and probably a lot more satisfaction getting it against Cincinnati Reds, as Eduardo grew up watching his father play for the Big Red Machine.
Pretty good game in the kids' room.
Oh, yeah.
With Ken Griffey Jr. and Eduardo Perez and Pete Rose Jr. and on down the line as the pitch misses for ball 1 to the number 2 hitter Jose Guillen. Our Ford dealers' key matchup is Woody Williams and his wonderful time that he spent in that Cardinal uniform. ERA under 2.5. That will win you a lot of games, and he has done that. Is it playable for Martinez? Barely. And it's untouched for strike 1.
Long chase down there. Woody, you saw those numbers. The Cardinals as a team are 30-13 in his starts, dating back to his acquisition in 2001. He's 25-7, and remember, right here at home, 15-3 with an ERA under 2 lifetime at Busch Stadium.
Here's a 1-1 pitch to Jose Guillen, who drew a 2-game suspension for his actions last night in bumping the home plate umpire Matt Hollowell when he was called out on strikes in the 9th.
He's appealing it. And I was talking with Matt, who you saw briefly. There he is, last night's home plate umpire. He looked a little shocked when I told him that Guillen said that Matt bumped him. Well, we saw it a little different, didn't we?
Yeah, the whole world saw it different if they watched the tape. The 1-ball 2-strike pitch on the inside corner, and Jose Guillen doesn't say anything, just turns and walks. 2 out.
Dave Duncan looking on, and just have to believe that, and if you talk to Woody, he will tell you that Dave Duncan is the reason why his career is just rocketed in the right direction. It's giving him the information of how to get hitters out, and then Woody has done a phenomenal job of execution.
Now it's Griffey. 476 career home runs. The latest coming last night in the first inning, which gave the Reds a very short-lived 3-0 lead as Williams hits the outside corner. You have to like a guy like Woody Williams, who before the game told Tony La Russa, as we said moments ago, I know the situation in your bullpen tonight. If I have to go 9, I'll go 9 to get this win. And that is because of the apparent unavailability of Jason Isringhausen and Cal Eldred, by the way.
Both of them would be 3 appearances in a row. Remember, Cal hadn't pitched in 2 years.
Off the hands, a pop up, and that's a quick and easy first for Mr. Automatic. Woody Williams. A strong start. Now the Cards come to bat against the lefty Jimmy Anderson. Bottom of the first, no score. For the first, Cincinnati went 3 up, 3 down, and Jimmy Anderson heads to work. The Southwest Airlines starting lineup for the Cardinals. Bo Hart leads it off, then Jim Edmonds bats second. Albert Pujols hits third. Scott Rowland, Eduardo Perez, and Edgar Renteria in the middle. And at the back end with the lefty on the mound, it's Martinez, Matheny, and Woody Williams. Round the Horn is brought to you by Auto Tire. At first base, it's Sean Casey. Second base, it's Juan Castro again. Across the way, it's Aaron Boone, who's made 3 terrific plays in this series. He is one of the best defensive third basemen in the game. The best, in our opinion, is in the Cardinal dugout right now is Bo Hart, who hit his first major league home run leading off in the first inning last night, as the count even at a ball and a strike. .500 average, 15 out of 30. And again, it's worth pointing out as he watches that one float low, Jimmy Anderson and his numbers 1 and 4 with a huge ERA. Hart has been very selective at the plate. Good pitch, down and away, 2-2.
He's hit in all 6 major league games, and 5 of the 6 have been multi-hit games.
Two pitch to the left side for Boone. That ball stays down, and so does Aaron's glove. 1 out. If you're an infielder on the left side and you take any extra time on a ground ball, Bo Hart will catch you napping, because he almost beat that routine play at first.
Had a similar one last night, hit to Larkin, and of course the left side of the infield should be very busy today with Jimmy Anderson pitching. Breaking ball pitcher that a lot of the right-handed hitters will pull.
Jim Edmonds now with the bases empty. Edmonds homered last night, 4 out of 10 in this series, and that has his average up to 300. Takes a strike. After Edmonds, it's Pujols. Jimmy Anderson we used to see with Pittsburgh. Counts 0-2.
Jim Edmonds is second in the National League with his 9 home runs, 20 on the season.
Oh, 2 pitch. Edmonds looks bad on that delivery. 2 out. Congratulations to Ed Kern Jr., tonight's contestant in the True Value Pick and Predict sweepstakes. Ed has already won a $25 gift certificate to Schneider True Value in St. Peter's. If his guess of Jim Edmonds hitting for the cycle is correct, Ed Kern Jr. will win $100,000. For details and to enter, visit your local True Value hardware store. Here is Albert. Tony La Russa, Al was talking before the game, and he said these are the games where you come in. Your guy's got an ERA of 2.5. Their guy's got an ERA of 7.2 that you should win. These are the ones that make you the most nervous, as Pujols hits it hard right at Boone, and the inning comes to a close. We have seen 6 hitters. Nobody has reached. Casey, Boone, and Dunn coming up for the Reds. No score. Matt Morris in the distance. Woody Williams in the foreground. Morris the winner last night. Williams hoping to be that tonight for the Cardinals. It will be Sean Casey to lead it off, the cleanup hitter tonight. Moved him around the lineup in these 3 games. He takes ball 1. Casey, then Boone, then Dunn. And Casey's having a solid year. One and one.
Woody Williams faced the Cincinnati Reds on May the 5th. He went 8 innings, allowed 4 runs and 6 hits, but he allowed 3 runs in the first, another in the second off of Castro's home run, the first he's allowed this season. And then he went on to retire 20 of the last 23 batters he faced. Cards tied the game at 4-4 in the 7th, but Boone led off the 9th with that solo home run. So let's see if we can get a good pitching performance, which we expect from Woody.
A 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We had a shot of Matt Morris, who after last night's victory still had to answer questions about the health of his shoulder. Talked about mechanical flaws that have led to the lack of movement on his fastball. 2-2 pitch. Ball clipped the home plate umpire. Eric Cooper. It's still 2-2. 5 runs, 7 hits last night. Only 1 walk, 90 pitches. Did not have dominant stuff, but had enough to get the job done. On 2-2, Casey leading off, takes ball 3. Last time you and I did a game with Woody Williams on the mound was his start here at home against Toronto, where he ended up going 8 and got into the 8th, working on a no-hitter.
That fastball in.
And it's ripped foul.
He makes pitches in, not only down and in, but he'll go up and in too. Then he'll work to the outside part of the plate, changing speeds. Casey, 5 games on this road trip, batting .545. He's had at least 2 hits in each of the last 5 games. And it's hit in 9 straight.
That's foul, and it will get out of play. So the Cardinals, as we mentioned at the top, have a chance to get into first place tonight. They have a chance to leapfrog over Houston. The Astros are a half game out because today, despite a phenomenal effort by Mark Pryor of the Cubs, a 9th inning home run against Borowski by Jeff Jenkins of the Brewers gave Milwaukee a 5-3 win at Chicago. Cubs will travel across town, play the White Sox over the weekend as Casey pops it up. And if somebody can pick it out of that sky, and that somebody is Rolen, it's out number 1. You look at Rolen, you look at Rolen. Is Scott Rolen the best third baseman in baseball history? Find out what the experts say. Cardinals Game Day Magazine. Discover the secrets to Rolen's success and meet Orlando Palmeiro. Call now to subscribe to Cardinals Game Day Magazine. 314-982-7336.
Three-game hitting streak for Boone. 2 for 11 in this series.
That's out of play. A ball and a strike. Boone just has remained a very good Major League Baseball player, and he showed flashes early this season of taking that next step into one of the upper echelon all-around players. But as far as solid big league ball players, Aaron Boone is right there at the head of the list, playing for his dad, Bob Boone. Play short, play third, terrific defensively. And he's a strikeout victim here for the second out of the inning. He pleads his case to Eric Cooper, and he's the second strikeout victim for Woody Williams.
Woody, we talk about him pitching on both sides of the plate, up and down. Stays with 1 pitch, pretty much fastball, up and away. Then he comes back on the inner part of the plate, counts 1-1. Hits the outside corner, down, and then puts him away on the inside part of the plate, down.
And you know what Aaron Boone was arguing about going back to the dugout, saying if you're going to give him the outside corner, okay, but you can't give him inches off the inside corner as well, like that. I mean, that's the same sequence.
You're right. That's exactly what you're going to say is, okay, you can have one side of the plate, but you can't have both. Hitters can protect one side, but they can't protect both.
And when you're a dart thrower like Williams, meaning that he's that precise, if he can get a couple inches off the inside corner for strikes and off the outside corner, he is tough to beat. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Adam Dunn, whose average is down to 200.
You know what I liked about it there was really didn't try to be tricky. He just tried to pitch with 1 pitch on both sides of the plate, up and down. Feels good about his fastball.
That's slicing toward the left field corner. It will not be caught. It's a ground rule double. So the first hit of the night is a 2-out double. It'll bring in LaRue as Adam Dunn ends up at second base. Wasn't beautiful, but Dunn will take it with his average at the Mendoza line.
seen a lot of these balls do this of late. Hit in fair territory and then carry them into the stands for a ground rule double. Missed his location a little bit.
Now it's up to LaRue to turn that double into a run. It's LaRue now, Castro on deck. No score in the second, and LaRue takes a tailing fastball for strike one.
LaRue struggling on this road trip, 2 for 13.
Won't go after it, 1-1.
Griffey having a good time on the bench there. Russell Branyan, Reggie Taylor.
It's good to see him smiling and having a great time at the old ball yard. 1-1 pitch.
Absolutely.
That's a foul ball, 1-2.
His wife's on the road trip. He said it's cheaper for me to bring my entire family than just my bride. So she's constantly calling. They have a 1-year-old. He's really looking forward to an upcoming road trip. He's going to take his son, a 9-year-old son, on his first trip.
LaRue waits for a 1-2 pitch from Woody Williams. Runner stealing third, and the throw down hits Dunn in the face.
You could hear that. I heard that from up here, and hopefully it was helmet, but there's
see a
welt right there above the left eye, it looked like, doesn't it?
Yep. It caught everybody by surprise, including Matheny and Rowland. The throw was sailing, was wide, and had the ball not hit Dunn above the left eye, it would have ended up in left field. And the Reds would have taken the lead. Now we'll listen to it.
But you're seeing the ball sail and never got a glove on it. That's the 7th steal for Dunn, a big man, and sometimes you forget him out there. So he probably wouldn't have got up and scored, but he'll have a headache tomorrow.
The 1-2 pitch. LaRue able to check his swing. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Boy, that thing swelled up immediately. And you wonder if he will end up finishing this game.
I would say no.
I would guess. Well, we'll see. 2-2 pitch. LaRue.
All right, think about it, Joe. That eye is going to swell like a boxer, and that's his lead eye, you know, standing in the batter's box.
When they get a better look at it, or some time passes and they see how it responds, his status may change. 2-2 pitch into right field. Long run for Perez. Will he get there? No. And the Reds take the lead. It's an RBI double for LaRue. 1-0 Cincinnati here in the second. So a 2-out sliced double by Adam Dunn down the left field line, followed by, after the stolen base, a 2-out drive to right by LaRue to make it 1-0 Reds.
Ray Knight, a Gold Gloves champion. He's sitting there going, man, I did more damage like that on some guys. You're okay.
Dunn is understandably not in the mood to smile about getting hit in the face. Runner at second, 2 out. Here's Juan Castro, and there's another hit, and there's another run. It's 2-0 Reds. Juan Castro, who homered in the opener of this series against Tomko, sticks the bat out and lines one over the head of Hart to make it 2-0 Reds.
He homered that game on May the 5th off of Woody in the second inning. So let's see, Matheny set up outside, and the ball a little bit more over the plate, the middle of the plate, than he wishes. After that Boone strikeout, he's just allowed 3 consecutive hits.
To the bottom of the order. And now here's the pitcher, Jimmy Anderson. Throws left, bats left, takes a strike. Jimmy is 1 for 7. And 1 and 4 is his record on the season with an ERA over 7. He and the Reds lead 2-0.
That's also with a demotion back to the minor leagues.
So Dunn back in the dugout as Anderson strikes out, and Woody Williams will walk off frustrated after a 2-out rally. It started by a double by Dunn. He steals third on this play. And a couple more hits. 2-0 Reds. Kids on Thursday, July 3rd, a week from today, the Cardinals play the Giants. It's BJC Healthcare Kids Cap Day at the ballpark. All fans 15 and under with a paid admission receive a specially designed youth-sized Cardinals baseball cap. It's a week from today. The 3rd, Cardinals and Giants, 421-2400. Log on to stlcardinals.com.
I've been watching Adam Dunn out there in left field, and half the time it's just that. Hands on the knees, looking down. Saw a shot of the trainer checking him out.
Just for precautionary reasons a lot of the time. If anybody gets hit in the head with something, they take him out.
Especially when you start, he keeps on, his eyes are watering, closing his eyes.
Former football player. As Rolen takes low, it's 2-0. Sure, he doesn't want to come out, but obviously just to be safe, that's something that has to be considered. Rolen trying to go the other way, fouls it. It's 2-1.
He was going to be a quarterback at
But he's a
University of Texas.
Tough guy.
Well, yeah, hey, quarterbacks are tough too.
3 balls and a strike with Eduardo Perez on deck.
And if you played any kind of quarterbacking for any length of time, you've had a concussion or two.
A leadoff walk. Rolen is aboard. Cardinals get their first runner of the night, down by 2. In the World Series, home field advantage can mean everything. Now, for the first time ever, baseball's best square off to determine which league gets that home field advantage. It's the 74th Major League Baseball All-Star Game coming up on Tuesday, July 15th from the south side of Chicago, and it's only on Fox. Game's best and brightest will be on display, and last couple of nights we've been talking about who will be representing the Cardinals in that game, who will be and who should be. Rolen will, it seems, win running away at third base, but if you're biased or not, you can't look at the season Renteria's had and not consider him worthy of an All-Star game start. Of course, Albert Pujols, who if he isn't voted in, will most likely get the nod and a hit and run, base hit to right, and Rolen will go to third. A guy like Pujols will be the DH as it's first and third, nobody out, and the hit and run works perfectly for the Cardinals here in the second.
I bet Eduardo almost said, I'm not even going to swing, because he had such a great jump. But when he shot for that side, it was pretty easy that Scotty was going to get on to third. Adam Dunn, our left fielder, well, you'd think he could get into the play in some capacity, but whether he's 100% out there or not.
Scooped up by LaRue. Ball 1 to Edgar Renteria. All right, we made a lot of it last night with the bat that he's using. It was Pujols last night. He threw all of his bats out. He's 0 for 9 in this series. That bottom line is average at 336. Looking for some new luck. And he found it down the left field line. The Cardinals are on the board. Dunn circles after it. Eduardo Perez will hold on an RBI double by Renteria. It's 2-1.
Who's named? That's
still looks like Pujols' bat.
I think it is. That's T.J. Martinez. Bat boying today. That was first hit for Edgar in 14 at bats. He had been hitting in some tough luck. He'd been picked quite a few times by everybody out there. This time he gets some good luck as it drives in a run. That's a 51st RBI for Edgar.
Now after TJ picked up that bat, his dad Tino stands in. Second and third, nobody out. Ball one. .271 average, 8 home runs. He has 4 hits and 10 trips in this series. 33 RBIs on the season. Cards give up 2 and come right back. 2-0 with Matheny on deck. On the homestand, that includes the action against Kansas City. Cardinals will be in Kansas City Friday, Saturday, Sunday before coming back to take on the Giants. 2-0. 3-0.
Jimmy Anderson is the type of guy that, you know, Mitchell Page said the lefties are going to have to do some damage against him.
Just did catch the corner at the knees. It's 3-1.
Doesn't throw particularly hard. Tries to get guys to chase some of his pitches.
Looking for a pitch to hammer on 3-1, and instead it's down and in, full count.
Gino's hit .318 in his last 24 games with 20 RBIs. 13 of his last 28 hits have gone for extra bases. 6 doubles, a triple, and 6 home runs.
Foul. In from Jimmy Anderson to Tino Martinez. Nothing out over the plate. Three-two pitch again, and Martinez hits it deep to right. That ball is gone. His third of the series, his 9th of the year, and it's 4-2 Cardinals.
Lewis has been saying, answering critics of Tino, saying that he will come up with as many clutch hits the rest of the way as anybody on the ball club, and that pattern's been holding. Didn't get that one inside, and Tino got the good swing on it. Another line drive, and the ball is jumping much better off his bat right now. Look at that guy. Yeah.
Honey, I love you. This is the greatest moment of my life. Now he's signing autograph.
Signing the contract.
Matheny hits it fair past third. And that will be a single as Dunn gets to it and shows off that good arm. Still nobody out in the inning, and that gives Woody Williams a chance to come up and try and drop one down. I like this guy. This guy's my favorite guy of the night so far.
Is he more fun than Cedric the Entertainer?
Well, we haven't seen him yet. He's coming.
Okay. Well, this guy.
What a terrific first date for those two.
Hey, Joe, you remember the in Cincinnati earlier this year?
Don't even bring that up. That's terrible. Pitch was low for ball one. You're talking about the guy who's violating his parole.
Yeah.
And was shown on the video replay board and ends up getting 2 years of prison because he went to a Reds game. Come to the Great American Ballpark and spend 2 years in prison.
Always know where your parole officer is.
Counts 2-0, and Jimmy Anderson is struggling to get it out. Woody Williams was up there to give him one, and he can't throw a strike now. Oquendo goes down and says, if he's going to lay one in there, we know you can hit. Give it a rip.
Especially with 2-0 now, you never know what they might do. Yep.
And the old 5-4 save. 5-4 force out.
Well, there's no reason why a pitcher can't hustle down the line either.
We have seen Woody Williams do that since the second he got to St. Louis, and we made mention of it in a play earlier this season on a bunt that forced a wild throw because he didn't mail it in.
Yeah, and you know what? We always talk about what a leader he is. Well, this is what leaders have to do. They got to lead by example. He's a vocal one, and he also plays the game the way it should be played when he's out there in the field.
Here's Bo Hart. Ball one outside. Last night we mentioned that we don't have any Bo Hart autographs, and one of his representatives sent me a Bo Hart autograph after Jim Hayes did an interview with him after the game. 2-0. Our Geico Direct quote is this: "I'm relishing every moment of it. It's been a great 6 days." Is that all it's been?
Yes. This is he showed up last Thursday. So it's a week today. Remember his flight, they were playing in Tacoma. He took a flight out of Seattle.
That's into center field. Another Bo Hart hit.
Well, you have to get back to 500.
16 out of 32.
Not quite like Mark McGwire, but it's still a very fun experience.
I mean, can you imagine that?
Get a high five from your son after you hit a home run.
That is so cool. And well, I'm not even going to bring up what I was going to bring up.
Do it.
The game. Nope. 2 on with 1 out. Here's Jim Edmonds. Edmonds trying to launch into deep left center field. Griffey back to wave goodbye. 7-2 here in the second.
You know, Joe, there's another way where you don't have to pitch Cal Eldred or Izzy, and you don't have to get a complete game from Woody Williams either. And that you can pound the opposition. There you see Jim Edmonds' 21st home run, now 50 RBIs. Hit one last night. That is the 10th home run that he's hit this month, and Griffey gives it a look.
So all of a sudden, after giving up 2, the Cardinals come up with 7. They had 3 solo home runs in the first inning last night. In the second inning tonight, a pair of 3-run home runs.
9th man to face Anderson, and it just happens to be Albert Pujols.
Even with 1 out, even good teams can go weeks without having a 3-run home run, let alone 2 in 1 inning. There's Earl Weaver, who used to talk about the 3-run home run and what it means to a ball club during a game. And the Cardinals have banged out 2 of them. 2-0 pitch, Albert.
And National League would manufacture runs, and the American League would wait for the 3-run.
This all started with a walk to Scott Rowland. Albert 3-0 hacking. Out of the Southwest Airlines box down to our right. And Woody Williams talking to Edmonds about what just transpired. 3-1 pitch now. Pujols hits it foul. Full count.
That's a beauty when you have a club like the Cubs playing a day game. You already know that they have lost. You're half game out. The incentive to go out there, push hard, get a share of the first place, and then don't stop.
Oh, another good rip. And on top of that, not just first place here at the end of June, which isn't a huge deal, but to try to get on some sort of a roll, to try to, get this offense going again. The bullpen seems to fit better now with Isringhausen at the back end of it, and Eldred setting up, and Calero pitching well, and Painter really helping out. Trying to get more consistency out of the starting rotation really seems to be that last major hurdle the Cardinals will try to get over. 3-2 pitch, another foul. You can talk Sheffield, you can talk Bonds. Who has faster hands on an inside pitch than Albert Pujols?
Well, they're as fast, if not a little quicker to the draw. But
he just can't get it by him inside.
Ron Jackson, who was the hitting coach for Boston, was telling me that he had Albert Pujols at the Arizona Fall League. Hard to believe, but he said he couldn't hit an inside pitch.
And he goes to third. Good range by Boone. Good arm save. And Casey argues. And it was a surprising call from the first base umpire, Tim Timmons. Bob Boone's going to walk out and argue.
I think we both thought a little bit surprising on Woody Williams' safe here. So a second call.
To be out. Closer than I thought it was, but
yeah.
He looked to be out.
I see Albert jumping for the bag. It's a good way to get hurt, but that hustle pays off with an infield single.
Another guy who, with all those leg troubles and hamstrings and everything else that he has endured really in the first couple of months of the season, Albert Pujols, every time he hits a ball, runs hard, whether it's on the infield or into the outfield, rounding first base to try and draw a throw.
Matter of fact, Jose Oquendo told me that there was that period of time he would be told from Tony La Russa, don't push Albert. And then he said, then I'd watch Albert run like that or do something different. He said it made it so tough for me. That's going as hard as he could go. And this time it pays off. The 7th hit as the Cardinals bat around here in the second.
4.3 on the clock to get down to first. And now Rolen, who, as I mentioned, started this with a walk, takes a ball low. Jimmy Anderson really steps and then throws across his body, and he has a big body anyway, and trying to get that arm across. It's something that the Cardinals really worried about with Rick Ankiel a couple of years ago, stepping over toward first base and then having to sling that arm all the way across, putting a lot of strain on the elbow and the shoulder as he gets a strike called on the inside corner.
Most left-handers throw across their body a little bit. But as you said, this is a little more extreme, and it's very hard for you to get inside to a right-handed batter.
2-2.
And that's why they really try to hit the ball up the middle, because he'll leave a fair share of balls over the middle of the plate. 48 pitches already.
Still only 1 out in the inning. 2-2 pitch now to Rolen, who's hitting .291. Fouled back. You think, Al, about the last couple of nights. You lose the first game, 14 inning affair. Then you've got Morris going. Then you've got Woody Williams going. The Cardinals get a win out of Morris last night. If you have the opposite effect and the opposite happening here in these last 2 games, could be hard to dig out of that little hole, but the Cardinals can use this as maybe a springboard going into Kansas City over the weekend.
Which, by the way, Kansas City is tied for the lead in the American League Central. And they're winning tonight late 3-1 over Cleveland.
Three balls, two strikes. Runner goes and a fly ball into right. Pujols will have to come back as Guillen takes care of it. 2 out. That'll bring in Eduardo Perez, who, if you can remember, back second batter of this inning, took a pitch with the runner rolling going on a hit and run and singled through the right side to set up first and third with nobody out. Renteria doubled down the left field line. Tino Martinez hit a 3-run home run. Matheny got a base hit down the left field line. Williams reached on a force out. Bo Hart a single into center. And Jim Edmonds hit a 3-run home run the opposite way. Ball 1. Mark Canania, New Haven, Missouri, wants to know the name of the guy who caught that home run hit by Tino Martinez into right. I think we had that ball gets away. Pujols will go to second. Probably a pass ball. I think we have our first bit of work for Jim Hayes.
You think he could handle that?
I think Jim Hayes should interview that guy tonight before the end of the night.
I think that guy has a lot to say.
He's been talking ever since. You see, I saw the ball coming and it was drifting a little bit back to my left. But here's where it gets interesting. Then I set down my drink and stood up. 2-0 pitch. Eduardo. 2-1. I mean, Jim Hayes is everywhere anyway. If the Rams are in a big game, Jim Hayes is there. If you name it, the Blues, there's Jim Hayes. The Cardinals, there's Jim Hayes. That is a man who should be interviewed by Jim Hayes.
And you would have thought that would have impressed his lady friend on their first date, but now he seems to be talking to the left.
Yeah.
Not the right.
Well, he's working the whole section.
Oh, okay.
Runner at second, 2 out, 2 balls and a strike on Perez. And a swinging bunt that will roll foul.
What if he comes up and says, "My name is Johnny Doppler"?
Well, then I think it's the coincidence of all coincidences, and we should invite him into the booth. If that's his name, he should come in here and do the rest of the game. But still, even with all these runs and Woody Williams and everything, he's my favorite guy of the night so far.
So far.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Eduardo Perez with a runner at second, 2 out. Full count with Renteria, who has doubled in this inning on deck. Anderson deals, and it's ball 4. Jimmy Anderson. If he's looking for help over his shoulder, he isn't going to find it. What bat is Edgar Renteria using? It's the question thousands are asking, and the answer is Albert Pujols' bat. He may, if I'm Bo Hart, I'm checking my supply of bats, because if I'm Renteria, I'm going after Bo Hart's bats. Forget Pujols. Go for the guy hitting 500. Jimmy Anderson skies to get it. The inning is over, but not before the Cardinals have a bust-out inning. 7 runs on 7 hits. A couple of walks, and these fans are having fun. 2 3-run home runs. I can't wait to hear from that guy. Chinook State in baseball history. Go back to 1916. This is interesting. 3 fans at the Polo Grounds are arrested for petty larceny by the NYPD for keeping balls hit into the stands. What a fitting Chinook State in history, looking at that guy who hit a ball, kept a ball hit into the stands by Tino Martinez. First pitch, a strike to Larkin, and now a ground ball to Renteria. Away.
Now that does explain why the Cubs fans started throwing the balls back onto the field.
You just can't see this enough. And then after he sat down, as he's sitting down, he says to his wife, "I told you." So he predicted that. Guillen, strike one. Jose struck out looking his first time, appealing a 2-game suspension he received last night. Larkin grounded out to short. The 0-1 pitch to Guillen is on the inside corner. And I'm sure the home plate umpire is saying, "All right, bump my guy. This plate just got a little bigger, Jose."
Well, you know, I think I did my share for the Cardinals today by going in there and informing the umpires that Guillen, they were all stunned when I said that Guillen said that Hollowell had bumped him.
Videotape does not show that, Al. 1-2 pitch. A swinging bunt. Matheny will take it. I can't wait to hear from Russ. Let's check in with Jim Hayes. Jim.
Not Cedric the Entertainer, Russ the Entertainer. Russ from St. Charles, and he did put on a show for us. You were stoked when you caught that Tino home run ball.
Yeah, yes I was. Yes I was. My hand's starting to hurt a little now, but it'll be all right.
Does it have any special significance to you?
Oh yeah, Tino's a great player, no doubt. Right before he came up, I told my wife, I said, he's going to hit a home run. I'm going to catch it for you.
You called that shot.
Yes, I did.
Well, I can tell you that Fox Sports Net is going to work on some show and development for you. We'll make you Russ the Entertainer. Joe, you asked for it. You got it.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you for getting out there and talking to him. Well, Bond's 73rd home run ball went for $450,000 in the auction yesterday. There's no telling how much that ball from Russ could get on the open market.
Hey, you got the internet. Maybe
we got the internet.
We could make our own auction right here tonight.
It's probably illegal.
Oh, really?
But why not start up our own
let's
auction,
do it.
give the money to Cardinals Care, see what people will donate for the ball to pry out of the hands of Russ.
You might have to arm wrestle him to get it.
You can email the booth and tell us, you know, maybe we do it, maybe we don't, but if we get the right figure, maybe you have to.
That's right.
And then I'll be hauled off to jail for conducting an illegal lottery. What are the odds that Russ gets another ball? I told you, by the way, he said.
You did.
He called.
You did.
3-1 pitch. A 2-out walk to Griffey. That'll bring in Casey.
Woody walks very few. Did have that one game in Boston where he walked 6. But he was not getting the strike zone that he's getting here tonight.
If I sent my Bohart autographed baseball out to Russ, do you think he'd sign it for me? And we could have a Bohart Russ baseball?
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I think we could probably, you know, get Tino.
Get Tino on the ball,
Tino
too.
to autograph that ball for our auction.
I think we're opening up a Pandora's box that we want no part of. Don't you? I mean, we really don't want to do that.
Sure we do.
Okay. I'll go with you.
See there. Oh, I'm a star. Look at it. What did that say?
That was his name. Oh, everybody's a star. 1 ball, 1 strike. Shane in Springfield was the one who suggested that I send my Bohart autographed baseball out to Russ. I didn't catch his last name. It was on that. Where did he just? Does he bring cardboard with him to every game?
Rust Buddy.
B-U-D-D-E. 1 ball, 1 strike. Casey at the plate. 2-1. Aaron Boone on deck at 7-2 Cardinals in the 3rd. Casey, his first time, popped up to 3rd, hitting .305. On 2-1, reaching for it. Bohart comes out of the power alley to field that ground ball. And the inning is over. Woody Williams threw 3. Keeps his 5-run lead. The Cardinals will have the bottom of the order when we come back. Steps in He's the one that has caused this ruckus.
Get ready, buddy. Russ, buddy.
Russ. You know he's got to be ready for one.
Well, I think this is the information age. You got the internet. We need somebody to make contact with the holder of all the most valuable balls, home run balls.
Well, Andy Smith from St. Louis will donate $250.
Yeah, but we want Todd McFarland to call.
That's the guy who has all the McGuire,
Sosa, and Bonds balls. But he's missing out on the Tino Martinez. And you know what? Tino is one home run away from 300.
There's another hit, another extra base hit. Tino will cruise into second with a double. He has homered, he has doubled. And there's another run sitting out there for the Cardinals with nobody out. Let's go back to something we talked about a while ago, about 2 weeks ago. And maybe we were guilty of grasping at straws, going after anything we could find, Al, to think of a reason why Tino Martinez would get it going again. But we picked the AL East. Facing the pitching of the American League East would give Tino the comfort to get that stroke back. And whether it's that, or a better batting eye, or a mechanical change, whatever, it has coincided with this complete resurgence by him at the plate.
And you know, sometimes as a hitter or even a pitcher, you get into slumps. It's a quirky thing that gets you out of it, or something that all of a sudden your mindset changes and you have a different attitude. I lied. He's 7 home runs away from 300.
Matheny advances the runner. Larkin gives Martinez a look. But the out at first. Matheny made it out, but got the runner to third. One away. Woody Williams will have the RBI chance. Woody walks in with 5 driven in on the season. Somebody's going to email me and says, if you conduct an auction for this ball, you will not leave Busch Stadium without handcuffs.
Why?
Come on. You know how this stuff goes. You can't just hold an auction.
This is for charity.
Runner at third, 1 out. And Woody Williams with the infield playing in takes ball 1.
Natalie and Trudy's scholarship fund.
Yeah, no, want no part of this.
Cardinals care.
Cardinals care would be fantastic.
They have auctions.
First of all, we're auctioning off something that we don't even know we can
Well,
get.
that's all right.
The 1-0 pitch.
It's kind of like the infield fly rule, if it's fair.
You can advance at your own risk. Mike Sicard of St. Louis has it up to 300.
See?
Runner at third, 1 out.
Thank you.
A 2-0 pitch.
We aren't doing things like, I'll bet you Woody gets an RBI.
There's no betting involved whatsoever.
Absolutely. This is a legitimate auction for a charitable organization. 501c.
The 2-1 pitch. Woody grounds to short. Tino will stay put. And Bo Hart will have the RBI chance. This booth contains not only Joe and Al and a red hot little laptop computer, but Cedric the entertainer has entered, and we'll talk to him next half inning.
I'll tell you what, he's got the pressure. Cedric's got the pressure. He's going to have to outperform Russ.
He's on a cell phone now. He's got his cast of thousands with him.
He's talking to Russ.
Russ was on a cell phone. Cedric's on a cell phone. Coincidence? I think not. Infield, outfield, straight away for Bo Hart, who's 1 for 2. And the Reds have seen enough of Bo Hart. 8 out of 15 in this series. Last night, his first major league home run. Base hit. He's a machine. It's 8-2 Cardinals in the third.
7 major league games, 6 multi-hit games, And he's over 500 again.
I did an interview today with the Oregonian newspaper about Bo Hart.
515 current batting average. I talked to somebody on the East Coast yesterday about Bo Hart.
They all want to know about Bo Hart. Not only is Albert Pujols getting national recognition now, but Bo Hart is getting a national following. And his hometown newspaper is writing about him. That article can be found on the internet tomorrow. The Oregonian. 1 ball, no strikes on Jim Edmonds. Defensive swing on a pitch up and in. David Firestone will have his bar mitzvah Saturday. Son of Dennis and Allegra Firestone. Grandson of Skip and Jeanette Irwin. Grandson of Dorothy Firestone. So congratulations. Cardinals will be playing in Kansas City on Saturday.
Casey's want to know, how do you do it, kid? Of course, Casey talks to everybody. Remember Jim Edmonds? Somebody picked him to hit for the cycle today. He's got the home run in.
A little tight. It's 2-1. Remember, because of the 14-inning game, Danny Graves was supposed to start this game, but they used him as the closer, bumping Jimmy Anderson from Friday's start to tonight. That's hard hit, but a bad break for Edmonds. With Casey right on the bag, grabs it, steps on it, but another run, a leadoff double by Martinez, and a 2-out RBI hit by Bo Hart. It's 8-2 Cardinals after 3. Our Aflac trivia question is this: what is the Cardinal and Major League record for the highest batting average by a rookie? Here's a hint: it isn't 500. That's what Bo Hart's hitting as we move into the 4th inning. It's 8-2. The Cardinals on top. You just heard the voice of Gilbert Gottfried say Aflac. He's my second favorite comedian. My first is right here in a green felt sweatsuit.
It's very nice. It's light.
Is it?
It's very nice. It's a basketball kind of, I don't know what this is, but it's, you know, it's the old throwback energy.
Cedric the Entertainer, Al.
Hey?
We were just commenting about his pitching prowess.
Yes, the infamous and ever popular, and I'm spreading it around, it is the before the plate sinker. Do not misconstrue that as it didn't make the plate.
No, that was by design.
By design. You throw the ball, and then it sinks. It appears. It vanishes.
So a hitter would look at that. A hitter would look at that,
and
swing.
Go, oh, and then out of nowhere, the ball's gone. Poof.
Gone.
And I talked to the guys about it when I was in the locker room early. I walked around with them and told them about the pitch, and they kicked me out.
I will say this: I haven't seen as many players stop and watch a ceremonial first pitch as I did. They were all down the right field line watching you do your thing on the mound.
Oh man, I'd hate
That's got to make you feel good.
Well, that pitch kind of let them down. Then hopefully I should have sang the national anthem maybe or something.
Well, I think you could have taught Jimmy Anderson something here tonight.
He's the pitcher for the Reds.
Yeah, I think Jimmy did learn from me because he's handed him over right there. He's serving him up, and that's a good thing. I like this score. I like to see balls hit out the field when it's our guys.
You know, it is our guys. When you say our guys, that means that you're a St. Louis guy.
Yes.
And we can claim you.
Yes. I'm a St. Louis guy. True blue.
And you have gone on to stardom.
Yeah, man.
Everybody thinks, I'm sure, that it was instant stardom. But I'm sure if they knew the real story, the I don't know, the VH1 behind the music on Cedric the Entertainer isn't going to be one night you go to sleep unknown. The next day you wake up and everybody knows.
Right, everyone. No, it never happens like that. I definitely started to hear the funny bones out at Westport, and then used to have to drive 8, 9, 10 hours to do a show to get $200, and it just many years of out there hustling up, and went to New York, got a little notoriety, and then went to LA and got more notoriety, and that's basically how things kind of happen. Just the old grinding it out every day, kind of thing.
back home, and you're going to be at the Fox tonight, but we'll let you critique your first pitch.
All righty. Let's see here.
It's good.
Good.
Oh.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. What happened was I had greased the ball up for my slider, and
Just slid.
And it slid. It slid early.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Saturday night, you're at the Fox, and we don't want to hurry you along. Believe me, you should have shown up in the bottom of the 4th inning when the Cardinals hit, because those innings take forever. We'll keep you if you can stay for a second so we can promote your deal on Saturday, and then you can go. That's Bo Hart making the play, a 1-2-3 inning for Woody Williams. Cedric the Entertainer right there. Huh? Right there. Look at that.
Right there,
Day
buddy.
2. Thousands. We go into the bottom of the 4th inning. It's 8-2 Cardinals. Al, Cedric, Joey.
Right there.
Cedric the Entertainer. It could have been Jerry Seinfeld the Sarcastic. Jerry the Sarcastic.
He could have done that, but it would have, you know, it didn't work for him
It
like
didn't.
that. No,
The
you gotta.
Entertainer, that's all encompassing.
It's so
It's like
so
Sammy
broad.
Davis Jr.
Exactly. I sing a little bit. It's comedy. I dance a little bit. You know, I try to give it to you all, man. I try to do it. And if none of it works, then I got a carpet cleaning service.
There's a throw and safe. Another infield hit for Pujols. His second of the night.
Way to go, Pujols. That guy is. That's the second one that was like that too.
Exactly.
Very close.
Same guy throwing it. Same guy running. Same guy calling it in first and
I think it's
into the air and safe at first.
He's off the base and then he's there.
See, look at that.
Look at that.
Quit taking my job.
I know. I was going to say.
Hey, wait a minute
sliding
now.
right in.
I'm not going to take your job at the Fox, so don't take mine.
No, Al, I can never do that.
You know, I'm gonna get even with you right now.
I can never
How many
do that.
people you got in your entourage?
Oh man, small entourage. At least like about 6-7 people, but small.
6-7 people.
It's small. What about you? How many people you roll with, man?
Nobody more.
Al actually just travels around with different personalities.
Yeah, I bring Hungo, the Mad Hunter,
Yeah.
in.
Right.
You know,
It just depends on how the day starts.
I know this is a St. Louis thing, and you 2 St. Louis guys here, and I married a St. Louis girl, but what high school did you go to?
I went to Berkeley High School, so I actually grew up in North County there, out there in Berkeley, man.
How did that start, guys?
What high school did you
The
go to?
only place in the country when you ask about school, it's high school. Most places, college.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's a, you know, it's a great high school programs around here. There are people, you know, it's the
He's
PHL,
rolling with you right now. I
you
saw him
know,
on Leno the other night. He's
it's
trying to
great.
teach Leno how to talk. Now he's going to try to teach
I
us.
got it, though, but, you know, it's just a real high school thing. We got, like, 2 major colleges here. I mean, you can ask, I guess, you know. People tell you they went to WashU or
If you're in Boston, you got to pick of
Valley.
2,800 colleges that you could go
Oh,
to.
okay.
It's
St.
different.
Louis.
So SEMO.
SEMO for me. And that's not in St. Louis, but it's close.
It's
It's in the state, which is, I'm in Cape Girardeau. That's where I went.
What's your opening line on Saturday night? Do you know? Do you
No,
just,
I don't
you just
know.
let it go?
I don't know. I freestyle a lot of times, especially when I'm at home. I'll, you know, I'll wait around the next couple of days and find something really cool, unique to talk about, and I'll hop on the bicycle.
Joe
What's
Buck.
this? What's this? Is this not
Nothing's
unique?
more funny than Joe Buck. I mean, just saying, I might just say that. Ladies and gentlemen,
Joe
welcome
Buck.
Joe Buck, and just watch him just roar.
Oh,
I may even
they'll
get a wave.
They'll be in the aisle.
Oh,
so
man.
Bud Light commercials, is that your biggest claim to fame?
That's definitely one of the things that you know, gave me a lot of crossover appeal. It was one of the you know, it won the Super Bowl, the first one I did, and that was 2002 or 2001, I believe. And so through the gap.
Under the glove of Larkin, and the score is Pujols, and it's 9-2 Cardinals in the 4th. You realize because the score is how it is, we can talk about stand-up and all that other stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I like that.
Normally we're here biting our nails,
I'm
going
considering
sweating.
myself a good luck charm.
Well, so far so good.
Yeah, so exactly. It's a little early, but you know.
So I was talking, the commercials. I know the show on Fox. Where's that stand? They're going to bring it back.
We're going to bring it back in the fall, but that's going to be it. I'm not going to shoot any new shows. I'm actually moved on, start doing films. I got a couple of really big movies up. I'm going to do Barbershop 2 and starting in a couple of weeks. And then I'm going to do The Honeymooners. I'm going to do the movie version of the old Jackie Gleason TV show. So
in the role of
Ralph Cramden,
really?
my friend.
I can see it already.
Yeah, so it's going to be fun, man. And I'm excited about doing that. And so then we got a couple other pitchers that I've pitched and sold. So, you know, we're having a good time out there.
Pitched and sold.
Pitched
He's
and
LA
sold.
now. Berkeley, Zemo, goodbye. Look, how many of you have my people, Collier? I'd like to pitch you.
Let's do lunch, Joe. Have your people call me.
I know.
Good seeing you.
All right, Saturday at the Fox. Can people just call the Fox box office?
Fox box office, come, you know, we're going to have a good time at the Fox. It's going to be me, homecoming show. I got Earthquake, JJ, my young protege here. It's going to be a fun show. A lot of good, you know, funny comedians and myself coming home. Haven't been here in a couple of years, so just look forward. I don't think I've been here since Kings of Comedy, so, you know, just look forward to ripping the house and having a good time.
Tino Martinez lines a base hit into center. So what do we have in the acting category? We've got you, St. Louis. We've got Klein,
Kevin Klein,
Kevin Klein,
John Goodman, you know.
John Goodman,
Kevin,
Vincent Price,
Joe Torre, Guy Torre, you know, those guys are from here. Let me just think.
but who's in the booth with us right now? You.
Cedric the Entertainer, man.
You got anything else, Al?
I'm trying to behave over here for a minute.
What do you think about Al?
Well,
Don't ask
you
him
were
that.
talking. Well, yeah, don't ask that. But when you were talking about '82, you know, I was with Atlanta in '82 when the Cardinals beat the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah.
On that note, the time with Cedric is over. Thanks, man.
All right, man.
Good luck on Saturday night and
Yeah.
beyond. Cedric the Entertainer. The Cardinals lead 9-2 after 4.
Yeah, I don't know.
Our Aflac trivia question was, what is the Cardinal and Major League record for the highest batting average by a rookie? 1930 George Watkins, 373. But that is a different time. 1930 Depression era.
That was pre-Bo Hart.
Bo Hart is hitting
515.
the 515 mark. That's the Aflac question and answer. Here is Castro. He flies one into right. Eduardo Perez finds it. One away. We've talked about this before, that you do not have to worry about a large lead, in this case 7 runs, changing the way Woody Williams will approach these hitters and the rest of this game.
Good point, Joe. But it really should never change any pitcher. Just focus on.
But it does.
I know it does some, but still think you're in a 1-run game or a shutout game.
Jimmy Anderson helps out by going after the first pitch. Pujols takes care of it. 2 up, 2 down. Now, normally, I'm sure you'll send emails, do the game, stop talking. Cedric the Entertainer, good to have a St. Louis guy here. It's 8-2, now 9-2, so we had a chance to talk and mess around a little bit. And now we're back to baseball. And the Cardinals, Al, they hang on tonight. We'll be in first place when you pick up the paper tomorrow.
Yeah, and we can still go back to our auction.
Got a lot of auction emails on here.
What are we up to?
It's tough for me to go through them all, to be honest with you. Here's a strike to Barry Larkin, who is 0 for 2. Last one I saw was 300.
Yeah, but that was a long time ago.
That was a long time. That was Cedric the Entertainer ago.
Yeah. Hey, a big thank you and welcome home to Specialist Reed Blackman, U.S. Army. Thanks for your service, sir.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out, nobody on. Larkin, a weak tap to short. Renteria will throw wide and save it first. We'll see how they rule that. Maybe E6. Pretty close at first anyway. They call it a base hit.
Based on the couple times with Pujols, I have no problem with it. It's going to be a bang play at here. Wasn't hit that well. He has to circle the ball, come up firing. A sinker. See, he learned from Cedric. And Martinez couldn't come up with it.
Larkin is going to check out for a pinch runner. Olmedo will come in. Ray Olmedo will take over. Larkin in this 9-2 game will sit the rest of this one out. The strike is into Jose Guillen, who's 0 for 2 tonight. So still no errors on the board. Been a couple of plays that could have been made defensively on each side. It's a hit for Larkin. He's happy to duck out with his first of the night. The Reds will take on the Cleveland Indians next. They'll play over the weekend. Cardinals will play Kansas City. The Cubs will play the White Sox. The Astros will play the Rangers.
Ouch.
The Rangers, if you haven't looked, are starting their sale. They've worked out a deal with Montreal for Juan Gonzalez. Juan Gonzalez, the big right fielder, has been traded to the Expos pending his approval. And his lawyer agent has said he will not give approval. He has a no trade clause in his contract, but they're going to Texas to try to talk Gonzalez into taking the deal.
Omar Minaya, the general manager of the Expos, has a relationship with him dating back to his first time with Texas.
Runners going on a foul tip. It's full count.
And I think Juan Gonzalez's mother and sister live in that area. Another reason why he doesn't want to go.
But you could name Gonzalez, a couple of their pitchers that they'd love to get rid of, but probably won't be able to. Chan-Ho Park, who has been an absolute bust since they picked him up.
Valdez.
Ishmael Valdez, who's pitched well, and evidently the Cardinals have at least looked at it. That's hit deep to center field, might get out. Back at the wall, it's gone. Home run Guillen. It's a 9-4 game. So a ball that Larkin hit that Renteria couldn't handle. It went for a hit. Jose Guillen must be tired, trotting slowly around the bases as he lines a home run into center field. Just got over the wall, and it's a 9-4 Cardinal lead.
It ties his career high in home runs, 14 at 97 and 98, and twice here tonight with 2 outs the Reds have struck for a pair of runs against Woody Williams.
Now Griffey's jammed. He pops it foul, and that'll get out of play. Cardinals in their half of this 5th inning will have Woody, then Bo Hart, then Jim Edmonds. With 2 out and the base is empty. It's 1-1. One and 2.
Griffey was talking with Austin Kearns. Said, "You're not in there tonight?" No, and he goes, "Well, I got about 2 swings in me, and you might be taking over for me."
Check swing grounder, and Woody Williams just pounced on it. Makes the play, and the inning is over. Not before the Reds get 2 runs to close it down a bit. 2 runs on the 2-out 2-run shot by Guillen. It looked like this. It went over the wall in center. Halfway through it, 9-4 Cardinals. Woody Williams first up against Jimmy Anderson, who is out there for the long haul, obviously, even with a 7-run second. Cardinals got a run in the 3rd, a run in the 4th, bat in the 5th. And it's 3-0 on Woody Williams, and the Cardinals would like to go right back to work. Ray Olmedo is in the game at short, taking over for Larkin. 3-1, and we'll see if Woody Williams makes Anderson throw another, and he can't. Anderson, that is, a leadoff walk to the pitcher.
Jimmy can win a lot of fans in his dugout and was managed with pitching coach by trying to stay out there and absorb beating.
By the way, the word on Juan Gonzalez is he will wait until Saturday to make up his mind as to whether he will join the Montreal Expos or stay in Texas. The Expos, as Bo Hart lines one down the right field line, foul. Bo Hart hitting .515. The Montreal Expos are 43-35, which is right on pace in the wild card in the National League, but 7.5 games out in the NL East behind Atlanta.
But legitimate in that wild card.
Right now the Dodgers have the best record in that category. They're only a game out behind the Giants in the NL West. Al's been waiting for that Dodger team to put it all together. They've had the pitching. They did lose Dreifert again for the year. But they don't score a lot of runs. They don't hit a lot of home runs, but they can pitch, and they've got a tremendous closer in Gagne who's been perfect.
Yeah, and Kevin Brown has been remarkable. Ryan Jordan continues to have those injuries, but plays at a high level when he's healthy.
It's like Hart's up there trying to go the other way in this at bat. He fouls another one off to the right. It's 1-2. There, the Dodgers a game out. The Diamondbacks have been hot. And they have owned the Houston Astros this season, including a sweep of Houston, which helped keep the Astros out of first. And the Cardinals could leapfrog over Houston with a win tonight and be tied with the Cubs at the top of the division. 1-2 pitch. 2-2 on Hart with Edmonds on deck, and the Cardinals up by 5.
Jimmy Anderson out there, and it is a good approach to try and take the ball up the middle or opposite field against him.
Hart strikes out, one away.
He's back to 500.
And a nice ovation after a strikeout. That's when you know things are going well. On Friday, July 25, the Cardinals play the Pirates at Southwest Airlines Baseball Cap Night for the first 25,000 fans 16 and over with a paid admission. You receive a specially designed stretch fit baseball cap. Compliments of Southwest Airlines, the official airline of the Cardinals. That's Friday, July 25th. Cards and Pirates. 421-2400 or log on to STLCardinals.com for more info. Here's Edmund. Ball 2, 2-0 with Pujols next, and finally action starts for the Reds in their bullpen.
Jim Edmonds. Right now, as you see, Brian Reith. But Edmonds with home run tonight, 3 more RBIs, giving him 50 in the year. He's now on pace for over 100 RBIs. 4 Cardinals are at that, on pace for that. We've never had more than 2 Cardinals in a season have more than 100 RBIs.
Two and 2 on Edmonds. They came close one year when Pendleton, I think, was just shy.
He had 96 one year.
Tino Martinez with another big night tonight. He has a double, has a 3-run home run. 2-2 pitch. Edmonds pops it foul. That ball may get out of play. And it will.
In 1987, Jack Clark had 106 RBIs. Willie McGee 105 and Pendleton 96. Albert Pujols is on pace for 143 RBIs. Scott Rowland 110. Renteria 108 and Edmonds 108.
Edmonds waits for a 2-2 pitch from Anderson. They don't hold against Williams at first. It's a full count. See if Edmonds gets something to hammer here from Anderson. He does, and it's into right center field, and that ball will scoot all the way to the wall. Woody Williams will come home to score. RBI double Jim Edmonds, and it's 10-4 Cardinals. Four RBIs tonight for the Cardinals center fielder. Our Nextel direct connect hit in a night of many direct connect hits. Jim Edmonds plugging the gap in right center field to make it a 6-run lead.
And remember, one of our contestants for Edmonds was their pick for hitting for the cycle.
He's homered. He's doubled. There's another base hit for Pujols, his third of the night. They're going to test the arm of Griffey. The throw home. Edmonds is out. With one out, Jose Oquendo sent home Jim Edmonds. 2 out now in the inning. And Edmonds comes up limping back to the dugout.
Now base hit right up the middle, and Griffey comes in here, fires a strike, high throw, but it's right on line, and LaRue had plenty of time to. Jimmy actually slides a little short, goes right into the shin guard. Pujols takes second on the throw, that they get the second out.
Now it's Scott Rowland, as Anderson is 1 out away from getting through 5, which wasn't a good bet back in the second when he gave up 7 runs on 7 hits.
You know, Joe, you force the defense to execute, but I think it's also, as Pujols has a legitimate shot at the Triple Crown, you know, you kind of force every time you can maybe get a little extra RBI here and there for him. And you got a big lead.
See if Rowland can add to that big lead. He's going to try. Here comes Pujols.
Great arm.
Ian's got a good arm, but he throws it right into the ground. Down to second is Rowland. He is out. The inning is over, and the Cardinals lead by 7. Albert Pujols scored easily as Ian's throw dived into the grass. The Cardinals get 2 back and lead by 7.
STL #1. Birthday boy,
man's
huh?
birthday, we understand.
All right, happy birthday.
Sean Casey, the cleanup hitter for the Reds, leads it off, takes a strike from Woody Williams, and the Cardinals have their 7-run lead back. Amanda Hutchinson from Oklahoma City. Hutchinson has sent countless emails, as that ball's foul, to say if Joe leaves the game in handcuffs because of the auction, I'll tell Al and tell the cops that it was an auction for Cardinals care, and she'll be in Kansas City to watch the Cardinals and the Royals over the weekend. That being said, with all the emails that she sent in, I think the whole system got jammed up. So if you're sending emails right now and I'm not reading them, I apologize.
So how do we?
I don't know how you clear that up.
How do you cool down the system?
The last time I got one was 27 minutes after the hour of 8.
Uh-oh.
So it's been almost a half hour.
How are we going to function?
Just do baseball the old-fashioned way. The 1-2 pitch. Off Williams to Bo Hart. Plenty of time with Casey running. 1-4-3 on the putout. What's on tap is brought to you by Bud Light, for the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down. Make it a Bud Light. Cardinals and Royals tomorrow night, 6:30 p.m. with Cardinals tonight right here on Fox Sports Net. Dan and Al from Kansas City.
Hey, you know, I'm starting to get letters to the booth, notes to the booth that designate what inning we're supposed to read them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So if you're expecting one from Effingham, Illinois, wait till next inning.
First pitch, a strike to Aaron Boone, who's 2 out of 13 in this series, and the Cardinals are on their way to winning this set against Cincinnati, which has to be a relief as Renteria gathers it in with a backhand and throws out Boone. 2 out. Considering that these teams had played 7 games coming into this set, the Reds had won 6 of them, then 7 of 8. The Cardinals can win this series with a victory tonight and climb into first place in the Central Division.
Reggie Taylor will now pinch hit for Adam Dunn.
How good does that look?
The diamond ring or the ice
Both.
cream? Oh, okay.
Reggie Taylor will hit for Dunn. So it took until the 6th inning, but I'm sure his head has to be throbbing after the throw that he took off the forehead right above the left eye way back in the 2nd inning on the throw down to third by Matheny. 2 out, nobody on, no balls, 1 strike. Strike 2. Taylor's a guy that you see pop up in a lot of trade rumors with a team like the New York Yankees.
Well, he's got 3 hits in his last 24 at bats, but
doesn't get to play.
No. Here you go, Joe. 22 of his last 23 appearances have been either as a pinch hitter, 17 games, defense replacement 3 games, or pinch runner 2 times.
This is one of those guys you really wonder how good he could be if he got a chance to play regularly.
And only 10 starts on the year.
1-2 pitch. Always seems to get a pretty good rip at the ball, and we've seen some power out of him.
Has great speed. The ball can jump off his bat, you know, when he makes solid contact with it.
He'd be a good player for the Cardinals to have. An outfielder that can run, pop from the left side. That sounded like it hit the bat, then the glove, then went back to the backstop. 2-2. Sounded like that at least. Oh, it was the left shoulder of the home plate umpire, Eric Cooper.
Yeah. Reggie hit 9 home runs last year and 287 at bats.
And he gets a base hit here with 2 out.
Very uncharacteristic is Woody has had trouble with 2 outs tonight. It looks like they're set up inside and the ball in the middle of the plate drifting out. That usually doesn't happen with Woody.
Batters LaRue, who has an RBI double tonight, a run scored. He's also popped up. 0-1.
98 pitches.
I wonder what's on this site that I get on for these emails, because it says I've got 8,800 new messages
waiting for you.
I can't get any new ones, and you wonder if people are bidding feverishly.
I think they are.
This ball.
I think they are.
How could they not?
Todd McFarland, I know he has responded to our plea.
No balls, 2 strikes. Jason LaRue.
Instead of clogging it up, he spawned it.
Right. Sure, McGuire has Todd McFarland on speed dial. With all the stuff that he's purchased that McGuire's touched.
I hit one in a softball game the other day, and you want to buy that one, Todd?
Well, they got $10,000 for Luis Gonzalez's chewed gum on eBay. As Reggie Taylor steals second base. With 2 out, it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count on LaRue.
Now they'll credit him with a stolen base, as their team is trailing.
If I go to the unwritten rule book, would I find stolen bases down by 7 in the 6th inning is something you don't do? I don't know. I'm just asking. I don't know what the unwritten rules are anymore.
Well, you know what? It's interesting because I was in discussion with Larkin and Boone, And we were talking about the unwritten rule book that has been revised.
It should be.
And nobody knows what the rules are. And you can't tell me that with the offensive explosion.
Taylor will go over to third. I don't believe that'll be the first pass ball of the season. It isn't. It's a wild pitch.
Cardinals the only team in the major leagues without a pass ball, and a lot of that is because of Mike Matheny. He actually kicked that ball and scoots behind him.
Off the hands, up the middle. Bo Hart, can he make a play? Safe, and the run scores. It's 11-5. Which only goes to, I mean, it's a 6-run game to me. And I'm sure people would disagree, but the stolen base by Taylor leads to a run.
Yes, I mean, and that's the object.
It's a 6th inning.
And that is part of it, that, you know, one team's trying to get back in the game, so they're going to do everything they can. And, you know, usually early in the game, and this is still relatively early, you still push hard, even if you are leading.
This is Castro, and that's strike one.
Now the reason why, like Oquendo, got a guy thrown out at the plate, trying to get as many runs as you possibly can.
248 average for Castro, who homered 2 nights ago. Has an RBI base hit in this game, and the count's 1-1.
Remember, we were trailing, what, 8-0 in the first or second inning. I think Reggie Taylor hit a grand slam in the first inning of that ball game. Came back when we won that game.
Home run by Drew in the 8th.
That's right.
It was last year, late May, early June. A 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball in for a strike. It's 1-2. Doug Stanton from the truck emails me. There is a book called The Book of Unwritten Rules by Baseball Digest. A legendary list on Baseball Almanac. Now LaRue is running on a pop fly into shallow center. That ball is going to be caught by Edmonds. Wow. Jim Edmonds lays out, makes the catch, and the inning is over. It may be a 6-run lead, but Edmonds and the Cardinals still play, and the Reds trying to get back in it. And Edmonds ends the inning. The protection play is without a doubt this sensational catch with a 6-run lead by Jim Edmonds. He got there, he took the hit away from Castro and ended the inning. And if the Reds had any ideas of trying to climb back into it in the top of this 6th inning, well, Jim Edmonds said, think again.
Nice play, and as you said, with the big lead, and could have played a little more conservatively, but Woody will appreciate that.
New pitcher. Explore Cardinal baseball by arriving at the game in your new Ford Explorer with $3,000 cash back or 0% financing to qualified buyers. Ford and your quality Ford stores. Your home run to Cardinal baseball fun.
Ryan Reith, who was called up yesterday, appears for his 2nd consecutive day. Put Gabe White on the disabled list with an injured groin. And this right-hander has been recalled.
Call to the bullpen is brought to you by the Renaissance Grand Hotel. And it's Reith out of the bullpen, and it's a pitch in on the hands of Eduardo Perez. Strike 2. It was Reith who allowed the Cardinals to load the bases. Then the pitching changed. Dempster came in last night and gave up the 2-run base hit to Eduardo Perez, which gave the Cardinals a 3-run cushion. And Jason Isringhausen went 1-2-3 in the 9th, and the Cardinals won it 9-6. 0-2 pitch. Left side, tough play. Wow. Olmedo, that was fantastic. Al Olmedo went to his right. That ball came back on him, and with a backhand, stayed with it and made the play look very easy.
He really did. And here's what you say, kind of overran it. Then you see the backhand. It was kind of like behind him, and then with his momentum carrying himself into left field, he just kind of throws on the run. Had something on it, and gets Eduardo by plenty.
If you were a scout sitting in the seats watching that, what would you mark down for the defensive ability of Ray Olmedo?
Well, you marked down that I'll watch him a little bit longer. But he was recalled from Double-A, so he's a youngster. And
Delgado at the plate, batting for Renteria, and he grounds one to Castro. 2 out. So Renteria will end the night 1 for 3. Tino Martinez, who has had a 3-run home run, a double. He scored twice. Also has a single. Is missing only the triple for the cycle.
John Mabry back in '96 at Colorado. The last Cardinal to hit for the cycle.
Wilkerson did it the other night for Montreal in the same fashion that Mabry did. Went single first, then double, then triple, then home run. A 1-0 pitch. 2-0.
Tino does have 2 triples on the year.
He and Matheny went back to back one night here.
How rare is that?
Inside corner, 2-1.
TJ, the bat boy. TJ, Tino had the family in New York, and then TJ accompanied us to Milwaukee to finish that last road trip.
No triple this time, as Sean Casey says, I've got it. He does. The cards go in order, and we go to the 7th. That'll do it for the first 6. All Cardinals and Woody Williams, and a lot of hits and a lot of runs. Young and old having fun at the ballpark tonight. Cardinal fans having a ball. Let's go down to the field and check in with Jim Hayes.
Coming up tonight on the Midwest Sports Report, hopefully Jason Isringhausen's shoulder problems are behind him. He's pitching Willie at back-to-back appearances this week, pitching Tuesday and Wednesday night. But is he 100%? We'll go one-on-one with the Cards closer. Plus, we'll have live post-game coverage. Joe?
Jim, thanks. Branyan will lead it off for the Reds. It is nice. Panion hits a rocket into right field over the head of Bo Hart for a leadoff base hit. We talked about it earlier, and the bullpen will get going for the Cardinals. Cardinals lead by 6. It would be nice to have exactly what has happened happen. You said that early, and that is to get a big lead, have Woody get 6 or 7 innings in, and not have to worry about not having Cal Eldred or Jason Isringhausen available tonight.
Absolutely. And his pitch count got up higher. You know, he was hoping to throw a complete game, but I'm sure he didn't expect to get 11 runs in support. So the offense has done their part.
Ray Olmedo took over for Larkin, takes a strike. You've got Guillen on deck and then Griffey. So if anything is brewing for Cincinnati, you would have to think that Klein is getting ready for Griffey. Off Woody Williams, diving try by Hart, but it's a hit, and it's 2 on with nobody out. Now Guillen's coming up, and the Reds could climb back in it. Guillen is homered tonight, 1 out of 3. And in the category of it's never easy, Tony La Russa still has to pace in that dugout.
Absolutely, and as he said, you know, you think about it, you got Woody on the mound with his 2.55 ERA. They've got Jimmy Anderson better than 7, and yet these are the games you worry about. Then you go out and get 11 runs and you say, okay, I don't have to worry, but you have to respect the game.
Guillen took low, ball 1. Double play ball would fix a lot of this. On the inside corner, a ball and a strike. Best run support among the Cardinals. Woody Williams up near 8. You can see what the league's best offense has provided that entire rotation. 1 ball, 2 strikes as Williams is fighting to get through 7. The Cardinals come into this game with a team batting average of .289. So they'll be over .290 at the end of the night. The next closest team is Atlanta. They're at .279. A 1-2 pitch to Guillen. 2-2. This could very well be Woody's last hitter of the night.
Yeah, it could be, and you could understand. And I'm thinking, as he's got to be around 110 in pitch count.
Into left field, 3rd hit of the inning. Pujols will come up ready to flip it home, and indeed the bases are loaded. Griffey is coming up, and with 1 swing of the bat, this could be a 2-run game.
And he's thrown 115 pitches now, and that's it. No doubt about it.
A choice made easier with Griffey and Casey coming up to go to the left-hander Klein. So Woody Williams will exit. Didn't have his best stuff tonight, and hopefully it'll be good enough for a Cardinal win. But as he leaves, he'll be disappointed. Behind him, the bases are loaded. Steve Klein is coming in. All of a sudden, it's a ball game again, and this call to the bullpen is brought to you by the Renaissance Grand Hotel. It's Steve Klein, and he enters facing a future Hall of Famer with 476 home runs and bases loaded.
He's limited left-handed batters to a .231 average. We'll have to wait and see what happens to Woody's ERA. He's responsible for the 5 runs on the board and all 3 runners on base. This is when you can really evaluate a relief pitcher and see what they do with the first batter. In this case, with nobody out, it's going to be the first couple batters, not 3 or more. 2 for 8 against Steve.
Ready to hack at the first pitch. Wrinkle on the end of it, fouled away for strike 1.
Steve's allowed just 5 earned runs, a .281 ERA in his last 19 games, lowering his season ERA from 5.27 to 3.94, his current mark.
Eight home runs, 1 in this series. A .261 average. Good pitch in under the hands, and it's 0-2. Fourteen slams for Ken Griffey Jr.
I think Ventura leads current players
That's
with
right.
16.
He is number 1. I think it's about 16. So Griffey's right on his heels. Good speed on the bases for Cincinnati, especially at second and first with Olmedo and Guillen. 0-2. Oh. Dave Duncan's reaction, just his shoulders sagged like, come on.
Well,
1 ball, 2 strikes.
From his angle, he can't tell if that ball's outside or not.
A 1-2 pitch. Wow.
Into the dugout.
Klein has worn the red off that spot on his cap where he tugs. Bases loaded, nobody out. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Griffey, a check swing, will do it again.
Slider out there, that pretty good pitch, and he just got a little piece of it.
Ground ball, diving stop by Tino Martinez. Can't make a play, and it's an 11-6 Cardinal lead. Amazing that he could get to that ball and then couldn't get it out of his glove cleanly. And it's an RBI base hit for Griffey.
Ball was scorched, and he looks like he's screened by the runner, and you almost wonder if it got in the netting there. Yep, there it was. You saw it. It popped all the way through. So did he replace the glove? He went over to the dugout. It probably broke the webbing. Ball was hit so hard that it broke right through the webbing. It was lodged in the back part of the glove. So a tough break right there.
Now the bases are loaded. Nobody out for Casey.
Pico Calero is warming up.
There's one out, with Pujols on the other end of it. Tagging and scoring is Olmedo.
You know, that's the first time I think we could legitimately say that the elbow injury affected a play from Pujols. You know, he's still told not to make any snap throws.
But in this instance, up by 4 now, throwing to the plate.
Right, you keep the double play in order.
Double play in order. There really is no need to throw to the plate in that spot. Now Kearns is going to come off the bench and bat for the pitcher, Reith, who had a 1-2-3 6th inning. But the point is, it's been amazing that Pujols has played as long as he's played without really the ability to make a throw in a key spot, and really hasn't had to more than 2 or 3 times.
And you know what? I think it's even more amazing that he is not, you know, let his competitive nature take over and make that throw, which the doctors had feared. And Tony even, not joked, but said if he got hurt, I should be fired.
First pitch is a ball to Kearns, a guy who has hit 15 home runs, driven in 57. If he connects, you can do the math. 11-7, 2 on, 1 out, 7th inning.
He injured his right shoulder, Austin Kearns, and since that time he's been struggling. Of late, it has really affected him. He's 2 for his last 26, but we've also seen that he's hit in some tough luck even in this series. 0 for 10. Swing like that
on a dangerous belt high pitch from Klein.
Now he's 15 home runs, 57 RBIs, and even with a bad shoulder, you can see he can still let it fly.
Two on with 1 out, 2 balls and a strike. 2-2. First 4 all reached with singles, including a bases loaded infield RBI single by Griffey. Sac fly by Casey, and now the 2-2. Kearns took it just low, full count. On deck is Taylor.
And trying to get the attention of one of the defensive guys.
Three-two pitch. That's not even close. And the bases are loaded again with only 1 out. It's been that as much as the hits from Klein that's been disappointing. The control and the walks. At times the inability to throw strikes to left-handed batters, and he gets one here with Reggie Taylor. LaRue on deck. We're in the 7th, and the Cardinals lead by 4. The tying run at the plate.
His slider has been so inconsistent, and at times, you know, it just seems like slings the ball up there, and his command is kind of all over the place. Tony back on the phone, maybe telling Marty Mason what to tell Kiko Calero, or say no matter what, you have the next batter, or what his thinking is.
Bases loaded, 1 out. Taylor could tie it with 1 swing.
That grand slam was against the Cardinals, if memory serves.
It was against Travis Smith.
Yeah, Travis Smith, first inning, in a game that the Cardinals battled back from an 8-0 deficit to win, as you said, with that home run, key home run from J.D. Drew in the 8th inning.
Well, the Reds trying to return the favor a year later. Cardinals' biggest lead tonight has been 7 runs. It's down to 4, and the bases are loaded with only 1 out for Reggie Taylor. Too far inside, 1-2.
Also remembered that game because a couple weeks later I got a postcard from General Hagenbeck, who was watching the replay of that game in Afghanistan.
Bases loaded, 1 out, 1 ball, 2 strikes on Reggie Taylor. Cardinals trying to win the series with a victory tonight. 2 out. And now with LaRue coming up and limited options on the bench for Bob Boone, we'll see if Klein stays in the game to face the Cincinnati catcher. It appears so.
Well, one of the things you might want to keep Kiko for the 8th and 9th innings of this game.
Cardinals without the services of Eldred and Isringhausen tonight. Strike, and LaRue thought it was high. Mark Pryor today struck out 16 for the Cubs, but the Brewers got a 9th inning 3-run shot from Jenkins to beat Chicago. Bases loaded here, 2 out, and a 1-1 count on LaRue.
Saw the replay of that home run. Did they count that as 1 or 2?
It was crunched. Guillen at third, Griffey at second, and Kearns at first. 2 out, tying run at the plate. LaRue's hit 10 home runs this season. Good pitch. That's one of his better pitches of the inning, as it dived down and away to the right-handed batter.
And got on top of that sinker and kept it in a very good location down and away with action falling.
A long half inning. A 1-2 pitch. 2-2. On deck is Castro. Woody Williams sweating through this one now on the bench. He allowed 3 hits to start the inning. Klein came on, gave an infield hit to Griffey.
The count is 2-2. He had 3-1 up there. I think it's 2-2.
It is 2-2. Bases loaded, 2 out. Crowd trying to encourage Klein to get out of this mess. He should. Delgado with a flip, and that's it. So the Reds end up, through all that, getting only 2, and Klein does nice work to avoid a big-time damaging inning. Time to stretch. 11-7 Cards. This portion of Cardinal Baseball on Fox Sports Net brought to you by Southwest Airlines, bringing people together with lower fares. By Suzuki, maker of innovative motorcycles, scooters, and all-terrain vehicles.
Don, Elaine, and Paul and Marilyn all want to say hello to Kenneth Herzl of Effingham, Illinois. And on target, 6th or 7th inning.
Cedric the Entertainer.
If they don't win, it's a shame. So it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Woo!
And You can see him at the Fox on Saturday night.
Call to the bullpen is brought to you by the Renaissance Grand Hotel. Chris Rietzma. They have Reith, they have Rietzma, and they have Riedling on the disabled list. 11-7 Cardinals, bottom of the 7th. You know what that means. Larry Heaton is today's merchandise prize winner in the Hyundai Long Drive Inning Sweepstakes. The Cardinals hit a home run. In this inning, Larry Heaton will qualify for the grand prize drawing of a Hyundai Elantra GT at the end of the season. To register, visit a St. Louis area Hyundai dealer to complete an entry form. The 1-1 pitch. Matheny takes low on a breaking ball from Rietzma. Reith went one perfect inning in relief of Anderson, who went many imperfect innings. 5 to be exact. 11 runs on 15 hits. Matheny pops one into center. Griffey's no longer in the ball game. That's Reggie Taylor. Kern stayed in the game, and Griffey will sit the rest of this one out. New at this year's fair is the Barbecue Fest at the Casino Queen. Enjoy the barbecue contest and the Barbecue Fest's People's Choice Awards. It's held on Friday, July 4th from 5 to 8 p.m. Buy tickets to sample great barbecue and vote on your favorite kind. For more information, call the fair office 434-3434 or fairstlouis.com. Here's Kerry Robinson pinch hitting for Klein. Good work by Klein in the end. He did allow a hit, a walk, but got out of big time trouble by getting both Taylor and LaRue to end the top of this 7th. Both hitters retired with the bases loaded. Painter is getting loose.
Kern stays in the gameplay right. Guillen moved from right to left, and Taylor moved from left to center. Rietzma, Canadian born. Take that back. Born in Minneapolis, resides in Calgary.
Well, because of the score, or maybe because of injury, the Reds will play the final 2 innings now, trailing in this game by only 4 runs without Larkin, Griffey, or Dunn, which only goes to prove to us all again that it's not over until Yogi Berra says it's over.
That's right. Now you gotta start pulling a few guys a little bit early.
Got him on the inside corner. Good pitch, 2 out.
Rietzma pounds this ball in on Carey. Can't pull the trigger. Kind of drifts back a little bit over the heart of the plate. Last year, Rietzma, he was used 21 times of 32 appearances as a starter. He was 6-12, but an ERA 3.64.
With 2 out, Bo Hart grounds one through the right side for a base hit. And he will most likely end the night over 500. His first week in the big leagues.
Another 3-hit night. 3 for 5 again tonight. And what is that? 10 for 18 in the series. But he hits to all fields. And that is a great attribute for any hitter. But for a guy that doesn't have a lot of power, just spray the ball around, hit the ball where it's pitched.
514 is his average at the moment. Jim Edmonds now. Nice night for Jim with a 3-run homer, a double, 4 RBIs. 6 out of 14 in this series now as he takes a strike.
Joe, you know when we came into the night, we've got 16 hits, 11 runs. We came in this series with the Cardinals batters batting .340, and now add 16 more hits to it.
Slow roller to first. That's easy for Casey, and the 7th inning is history. That'll get us to the 8th. That'll get Lance Painter in the game. 3 more hits for Bo Hart. It's 11-7 Cardinals after 7.
Escape, the rookie in the Ford SUV lineup with $1,500 cash back or 0% financing only at your quality Ford stores. Your home run to Cardinal baseball fun. I can see already Ford is getting ready to call their new rookie the Heart. The Heart. Hey, how about this one for your first Cardinal game? She knows who to root for, and she looks like she's going to see a lot of offense in her first game.
No doubt about that.
Lance Painter would like to say no more offense, at least for the Reds, as he'll appear for the 10th time. Done a nice job since coming and returning from the disabled list. Hopefully he will have an uneventful 8th inning and maybe share the 9th with Kiko.
First up is Castro. Then it'll be Branyan, the lefty, and then Ray Olmedo. So that's why it's the lefty. 2 of the 3 hitters, left-handed batters. And here's the first of the 8th with the Cardinals up by 4. Ball 1 from Painter, who worked in last night's game. Another 100-plus pitch night from Woody Williams. That got him into the 7th, facing 3 hitters. As Castro hits one in the air down the left field line, pretty well hit. Pujols going to get it. He is there, and he has it. 1 away.
Nice play right there. Long run. Fighting the corner as the stands approach. It was a fair ball. Concentrating as he's looking up. And gives you an idea how close.
1 away. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Cardinals may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of the game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals. Cardinal Baseball is a production of Bud Sports and is an exclusive presentation of Fox Sports Net. Branyan now with 1 out. Looks at a ball outside.
How about another guy that doesn't get much playing time?
Big prospect in the Indians organization. Problem was the strikeouts piled up, but so did the home runs. He can put a charge into a ball.
Right there with that Sexton type prospect.
How about their system when they were approaching the end of their run? The guys that they traded away, Branyan, Casey, and Sexton.
Oh, they had a guy named Tomey. Forced some of these guys to be expendable.
3-0 is the count as Painter's having trouble throwing strikes to the lefty. I can't, if the count is 3-0, it's impossible to believe that Branyan just swung at a 3-0 pitch.
Now look at the Stanford graduate looking on going, huh, maybe I'll just keep him as a pinch hitter.
Now 2 strikes on the hitter, Branyan.
What you're talking about is you need base runners, and obviously that is part of his problem too, is the strikeouts. Last year, Branyan combined between Cleveland and Cincinnati for 24 home runs.
Branyan's on with his 2nd hit in as many tries. 1 on, 1 out.
Dean Hilt and his nephews, Dave Lanehart and Richard Frederick, are here tonight, and they want to send regards to the rest of the Hilt family in Mountain Grove, Missouri. They're all big Cardinal fans, including Joe, the eldest. Been a Cardinal fan for 60 years.
We've seen Olmedo hit left-handed. Now we get to look at him hit right-handed, hitting .289 in limited chances, 13 out of 45. Made a good defensive play in this game.
182 from the right side, 303 left-hander.
Which is another reason why the left-hander was on the mound. Painter instead of Calero. But I would imagine, Al, any more trouble and Kiko Calero will get loose out in the bullpen.
That's what Tony is looking at right now and going right to the phone to.
Phone's for you, Kiko. 0-2 on Olmedo.
I think he started to go to the phone and then he stopped. Now he's going to pick it up. Marty Mason at the other end.
Hi, this is Tony La Russa. I'd like to make a collect call in my own bullpen.
And there's your response.
0-2 the count. Olmedo takes ball 1. Guillen, who has been a handful again tonight, is on deck. But again, remember, Griffey is out of the game. As is Dunn, as is Boone, as is Larkin. That's who would have been up had Larkin not been replaced by Olmedo in the 5th. And it was a 7-run game. Good pitch, 2 out.
I get a young, inexperienced hitter to go after that pitch way off the plate. Dave Duncan will come running out here. And as their biggest threat is stepping to home plate with a 4-run lead, 1 man on.
He and Kearns are really their biggest threats left in their lineup. You've got Guillen now and then the pitcher spot to follow, and that's why Kelly Stinnett, their backup catcher, who has a key hit in this series. On Tuesday night, the 14th inning base hit to knock home 2 and a 3-run victory for the Reds. Comes into the on-deck circle.
Time I look at that bullpen phone, I'm reminded of a story with Mo Dabrowski. He had the phone in Baltimore to where he could get the other team's bullpen and he would get pitchers up.
Foul back, a big rip by Guillen on a pitch in on his hands. Dabrowski was famous for that sort of stuff.
Oh, sure.
Painter gets a new ball, and Guillen about as confident a hitter as you're going to run across. I don't care who it is.
Well, Bob Boone told me yesterday that he was his MVP to this point.
He is appealing the 2-game suspension that he received for bumping last night's home plate umpire Matt Hollowell. I was excited, and I thought it was refreshing to read the comments by Kyle Farnsworth of the Cubs after he got his suspension. 2 balls and a strike. Instead of immediately, as Paul Wilson of the Reds said, I'm going to call my agents and we're going to talk about it, the suspension. Farnsworth said, well, I did what I did. They had their job to do. I thought they did a good job. I'll probably just serve my 3 games.
Paul Wilson is serving his starting tonight.
High hard one, and Guillen went after a bad ball to make it 2-2.
Thinking he's going to get a fastball. He got the fastball, but that one up there belongs to the pitcher.
Lance Painter trying to turn in a valuable inning of work here in the 8th. Up by 4. 1 on, 2 out. Rolling the short way. That's automatic, and that's the end of the inning. Good work by Lance Painter yet again. Albert Pujols, a 3-hit night, try to make it 4. He leads it off at the bottom of the 8th. Cardinals up by 4. Cardinals baseball on Fox Sports Net, brought to you by Budweiser. The best things in life are the things that are true. Budweiser. How about another hit for these kids to see from Albert Pujols? 8 out of 15 in this series, hitting .392. He is 3 for 4 tonight, so he's up over .390. And he takes ball 1 low.
And another thing that he leads the National League in, he passed Renteria in multi-hit games tonight.
It's unfortunate in the 8th inning that he just won't take a full swing at a pitch.
Nope. You know, he leads the National League in home batting average. Added to that, it was .431. Wow.
1-2 as that's a foul ball down the left field line.
Ball coming right at you. Leads the National League in doubles. He's got 3 hits. Leads the National League in hits with 111. Got 29 doubles. None of those tonight.
Just 3 little old singles. He has tested that spot all night. He has a 4-hit night. He adds to his .392 average. 4 hits, 3 of them have been infield hits.
Well, he gained a lot of foot speed over last night. Branyan would have been a tough play, right over the bag. Not a, would have a real long throw, and he didn't look it into the glove. So a 3rd infield hit tonight. He might go a month without hitting one.
Now it's Scott Rowland. Cardinals obviously don't want to be finished scoring for the night, but you could make a pretty decent argument for having a pinch runner in the game at first base. If you want to add to your defense in the 9th inning anyway, and to get Pujols and those tired legs off the bases. Fastball, a good one from the right-hander. It's 1-1.
Good point, Joe. Tony could go to Palmeiro or J.D. Drew.
Any wear and tear you can save on that body. I'm sure it's something that Tony La Russa thinks about.
But as we have also stated, that Bob Boone may have pulled out his big guns a little bit too early, because the grand slam can still tie this game.
It's 11-7, bottom of the 8th. A little chopper to third. Bare hand pickup by Branyan and over to first for the out. What a play. 1 out, down to second is Pujols. That was Roland-esque to get rolling.
But here you are. The simple play he can make. The more difficult play he makes with ease. Actually looked that one into his bare hand, and then throwing on the run, throws out Scott Rowland, who is always hustling.
J.D. Drew is going to come off the bench and bat for Lance Painter.
And now you wouldn't be surprised if J.D. does replace Pujols in the outfield.
Said Painter, he'll come in for Perez. 1 on, 1 out. Delgado is on deck. Took over for Renneria in the 6th inning. So we're seeing everybody in this game tonight from each side. And Drew will try to come up with the RBI hit. But imagine they'll be careful with Drew with a guy like Delgado on deck, but we'll wait and see. Breaking ball, ball 1.
It's worth noting as you see his .319 average, but .571, 8 for 14 as a pinch hitter, including a pair of home runs in the pinch.
Doing a walk in last night's game as a pinch hitter, which set up the bases loaded situation, and Eduardo Perez delivered a key 2-run single.
A little surprised now that it's 2-0 that they don't just go ahead and complete the walk.
I'm surprised they're pitching to him at all
to begin with.
Already down by 4. Delgado on deck. After Delgado, it's Tino Martinez. So Reds have certainly seen enough of Tino Martinez tonight to not want to get to his spot. 2-1. Good fastball by Rietsma, 93 miles per hour. It's 2-2. $34,738. They have seen everything tonight. Drew strikes out, 2 down, a changeup.
I would have gone right after him too.
2 out. And Delgado's coming to the plate. Saturday, July 12, the Cardinals play the Padres. It's Fujifilm Photo Day at the ballpark. Fans with cameras will be allowed to go down to the field from 5 to 6 in the evening and take photos of their favorite Cardinal players, coaches, and Fredberg. Saturday, July 12, Cardinals and Padres, 314-421-2400. Log on to stlcardinals.com. Delgado takes a strike. Wilson is 0 for 1, grounded out to short his first time up. Renteria's typical spot in the lineup. Pujols at second with 2 out. 1-2. Looks like this Reitsman's got a good fastball and a good changeup.
Yeah, his changeup's his best pitch. Remembered that after seeing the pitch to J.D. Drew. 6'5", 235, and changeup. You think a big guy is going to throw the ball hard all the time.
That's out of play. 6-2 on the year, an ERA of just over 5. The Reds come into today's game last in the National League in team pitching. And with an overall record of 37-39, the Cardinals trying to get to 5 games over again and a share of the lead in the Central Division. A tie with the Cubs with a win tonight. Cardinals are 3 defensive outs away from that. Both teams will be 41-36, a half game better than Houston.
So here their starters, if they go on and lose this game, will be 15-33 for the Reds, and their relievers 22-7.
We'll just start the relievers.
Well, Danny Graves tried that too.
That in a roundabout way paid off for the Cardinals in tonight's game, using Graves as a closer 2 nights ago. That's a swinging bunt, and it's LaRue out from behind the plate. Inning is over. That'll send us to what we hope will be our final commercial break of the night, because we go to the 9th. Calero will take over. Cardinals lead by 4. Today's play of the game brought to you by Budweiser. The best things in life are the things that are true. Budweiser. The home run by Tino Martinez, part of the Budweiser play of the game. The other very important part is our new friend Russ, out in the right field seats, had predicted that Martinez would homer and he would catch the ball for his wife. And Russ is still basking in the glory of his 2nd inning catch.
Still telling stories. Thank you, Tino.
Kiko Calero takes over. The numbers for Calero is Palmeiro is in the game in right. Pitcher will bat in the number 5 spot. Palmeiro will hit the number 9 spot, but hopefully that'll be all academic and the Cardinals can close it out. Kiko Calero has been very valuable. Stinnett doesn't agree with that call as he takes a strike over the outside corner. A high slider, and Calero got away with it. 0-2.
What do you think?
We're going split screen, Kelly, Stinnett, and Russ.
And he's going to show us the ball one more time.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, still got it, Russ. How's our auction going?
We've had an overload. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Stinnett. 1 out. There's the good slider from Calero. You know what's coming up after this game. The Midwest Sports Report. Is Rob King with a little preview.
Here's what's coming up in the Busch Light Midwest Sports Report immediately following the game. Howard Balzer breaks down the Rams schedule. We'll have an NL Central roundtable, and we'll update the NBA draft. Now back to Joe and Al. Guys?
Thank you, Rob. We'll be watching. 1 out, nobody on, and Sean Casey steps in. I still think, Al, if the Cardinals can't work out the right type deal for their rotation, you still have to consider Calero a possibility if the trend continues?
You aren't going to get an argument from me.
9 strikeouts in the 5 innings at Milwaukee. Bullpen blew it for him.
At one time, they did think about sending him down to Memphis and put him in the rotation to get his endurance, but at that time, you could not have brought up Crudale to work out of the bullpen because he had not been down long enough. And he showed you that he could pitch in Milwaukee, went 5 innings in that game, and seemed to have that, you could survive a stint or two with, let him just work his into shape here at the major league level. But so far they haven't chosen to go that way.
Goodbye. Tailing fastball, 2 out.
And the reason we like him so much is his ability to strike out people. And he's got a devastating slider to the right-handers. There's a good fastball, a little action on it. He's got a good enough changeup to work with those left-handers also.
Reds bench is all over the home plate umpire, Eric Cooper.
That was a strike there.
Kearns at the plate. Is that going to do it? Fair or foul? Palmeiro. Fair, caught, game over. Cardinals win the series, and they now share first place with the Chicago Cubs. An 11-7 win, a victory for Woody Williams, his 10th of the year. And the final score, 11-7. 4 hits for Pujols, 3 for Bo Hart. A fun night. We'll be right back with a complete post-game report right now. The Midwest Sports Report. Let's go to the studio.